Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. Welcome to the Montgomery build. This is a ranch style house that is based off of a plan that I saw online. So it's just an ordinary ranch family with just a little secret. We'll start off here showing that this is where their home is located, the Montgomerys. We have Lily Montgomery, Naysayer Montgomery, Chance is not a Montgomery, Asia, Otter, Steeler, and Priestley, who are the twins. We'll get right into it. Hold on now, there are wild bunnies in this game. Why can't I keep this as a pet? That would just be adorable, wouldn't it? Now, moving on, this is the home that's the inspiration picture that's been floating around in Sims groups online. This is my version, which includes a finished walkout basement and, of course, a stable as it's a ranch house. And in true fashion of my videos, we'll just go through some quick stills before we go into the actual layout of the build as well as the walkthrough of the entire build, except for the basement, because I thought, why walk through the basement? It just added too much time. And I am totally aware that the trim around some of the roofs are white and the others are black. It's all supposed to be black, but for some reason when you don't play a game for a long time, things seem to change, which is super weird. I haven't played this in a while and some things went a little wonky, so that's weird. But that's all right. I also forgot to put ceilings in the patios, so when you look up it's just a weird roof and the lights are attached to nothing. You know, that's fun. Anyway, I kept this build true to the actual plans that I saw for the main level, so everything is accurate to the design except for there is a see-through fireplace that's smack in the middle of the room. I added a second floor to this build because my sim kept having babies and we needed the space. So I added the second floor for the kids and I put a staircase where there's supposed to be a fireplace. And then there's an office that you saw right there. That's supposed to be a mechanical room in the true drawings, but the Sims don't need a mechanical room. Their homes run on magic. And because the Sims won't give us real garages, I made it into a stable, which worked perfectly for the Sim and her needs because she was living in a much smaller house. So here's the plans that are online. It doesn't show you the basement, so I totally made that up myself. Now we're going to go through the whole house, starting with the roof. So on the second floor up here, you come up to a little landing area. It's a very large entry, and there are 2 bedrooms. I'm hoping that she is pregnant with a girl. So yes, spoiler, our Sim is pregnant. I'm hoping it's a girl because I've placed 2 girls' rooms upstairs. So in here is one with an attached bathroom, and then across the hall through double doors is another large girls' room with an open concept closet and washroom. So coming down to the main level here through the stairs right in the middle, that fireplace was a see-through that I just made into a stairwell on the one side because I needed access to the second floor. Now you come in through the entrance over here. Now from the base you can come up 2 staircases here on either side to a grand entry, through the anteroom here with 2 closets on either side, right into the great room in here, which is where I normally put the Christmas tree, and straight out here is a deck up here that you can actually access from the master bedroom as well as from in the dining room area here. So here's the small dining room, but it works, so that's fine. And then over here is a very large open kitchen with 2 stoves, and the fridge is over here. In here is a pantry, which would have just storage, and I've actually placed the microwave in there as well. And then over here we have the living room with a little bar section, and then right out from the living room, you can actually access the hot tub area, which is open to the outdoors here, and there are stairs that go down. Now coming back over here, we're going to go down this wing here that opens up into a den/library space that actually opens up into the closet, which is silly, but that is what I've done. And then from there, you can actually go downstairs as well, which we'll see after. So coming across the hall, and in here is a laundry room that's basically specifically just for the master. And then down through this little entry hall here, it enters into the grand master bedroom, which I've said can actually access the deck out here, as well as a private deck that's off to the left. And then coming over into the ensuite, a full large ensuite with shower and tub, and then toilet hidden in its own little room, and an access door into the laundry room there as well. And then in here is a technically his and hers closet, but for her, it's just her and her closet. Now I'm just going to swing back over here because I forgot to mention there is a powder room right here for guests to use. Down here or here to access the lower level. And then coming back over on this side now, there's a hallway here to access the other wing and a washroom just off of that as well, where I've actually put a litter box in because they used to have a cat and a dog, but I can only have eight things, right? So there is no longer a cat and a dog. Anyways, there's a nursery over here, which is attached to a washroom, which is also attached to another bedroom over here with a closet space. So currently the twins occupy these two rooms, and that'll stay the same when the sibling comes, because of course I've made that room upstairs for them to take that room. So now we're going to head downstairs, check out the rec room here. So come down these big stairwell here into this huge room with a bar and a dance floor and a seating area, and then a huge lounge area back here and a wet bar over here. And then we're going to take a look at the guest area first, which is just off of the large room here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just off of the main room here, there's a little hall so that the door isn't visible to everyone out here. Gives a bit more privacy. Guest room with closet and ensuite. And then down the hall a bit is another door to a guest room. This used to be the closet for it, but we needed an extra bathroom, so it just has a closet in the room and a private washroom. So now there's a washroom for all the guests that are downstairs to use instead of going into the guest rooms that may be occupied to use the washroom. I needed to add another one, right? And for if you're using the pool outside, you can just come in and use that powder room that's right there. And then we've added like a little, we'll call it a recreation room in the back here for the guests as well and homeowner. And over here is the large area for the children, so large play area, because I mean she just keeps having kids, so she needs that space. And then right off of that is the gym and yoga studio, which you can access from up just outside of her closet space that was upstairs. So a lot of usable space in the basement. There were no actual plans online for the basement, so that's just what I came up with. Now coming over to the wing, which you can access from the hallway there. So coming in, there's a laundry room here. And then across from that is, there was supposed to be a stairwell, but of course you can't do angled stairs. So I just put a ladder there, which goes down to the a horse stall, which is kind of gross because really in reality you'd smell that, but in The Sims you don't. So there's an access hatch right there. And there's also the dog dish for the dog that used to be. And the office is here. And then a family room here with a piano, very country, rustic looking. In here is a little bar area that's mainly for the butler and any maid or anyone. So this is like the servants area, sort of private wing for them. There's a closet here, a washroom which attaches both of the bedrooms. So it's a really large washroom, but I just kept it with the basic shower that comes with it. I was going to build my own custom shower, but I was like, no, this build's already too big. So in here is the other bedroom, and then across from that is a large closet. So eventually I could probably cut this off and make that like a private apartment and maybe rent it out. Then we jump down to the stables. So down that access hatch ladder into the stables here where we have 3 horses. So storage section over here, and then stalls 1, 2, and 3. So instead of garage doors, I have put regular doors that look like stable doors on the front that also sort of look like garage doors to give the house the look that it has in the original image, sort of. And then there's a door that accesses to the actual horse pen out the back. And then around the front is where we have just like a wine collection room. So like the cider that you can make, I basically made that room sort of storage for that. But like pretending like they make it, I didn't put the actual cider making stuff in there because she has too many hobbies already, okay? Over here is where I've also sort of made it look like they sell cider. And also I put a recycling bin in there. Sorry, I keep saying cider. I meant nectar. It's the nectar making. And then my sim, I caught her just jumping and stomping on stuff. And then I got really confused. Can anyone tell me what is that? What is she stomping on? Like there's mounds all around. If you can tell me what the mounds are, that'd be awesome. Because I didn't have time to go check it out. And then I don't think I've seen that before. I don't know if that just happens in the dirt. I don't know. Anywho, we're going to just do the walkthrough. I'm just going to let it play music through the walkthrough since I really already talked through the actual floor plan views. So I'll just let you take a look at it in peace. Also, just a quick note, I am fully aware that some of the ceilings are not properly finished, and that's okay. Maybe one day I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I probably won't, okay? Okay, I can't stay quiet because right now, well, just looking down the stairs there's my ceiling I'm talking about that's messed up, right? Because it didn't finish it and the ceiling lights are literally attached to nothing. That doesn't work in real life. They don't just float. Also, I had to kind of speak up here because just take a look at that. Over here, why does it look like my ranch hand is wearing undies? Like his outfit makes him look like he's wearing just underwear. It's pretty hilarious. Carry on. And the gnomes have left packets all over my floor, which nobody cares to pick up also. Here is the outdoor hot tub that I was actually thinking was pretty cool. Like it's on that main level and raised up from outside so you can have a nice view. That would be cool in real life. So now we're just going to go through the stable area. So in here, just you see the access from above there. Coming around, see that middle door? It's a different color. That's another one of those weird glitches. I didn't make it that color. I logged on and it was that color, which is weird. So of course I fixed it, but coming out here, this is where the horses come out into their little run area. So feeding area here, jumping and tricks area. Go past their poop here, and I'm going to show you their long running area. So I made the outer part of the property accessible for the horses. They need space to run. Look they love to run through it. That's all they do is run through it. They come right around here, nice garden work. And then we're going to see our rancher steal the floaty that I just told my girl to go float on. And he jumps right off when she pops in the water, like he knew she was going to do it. And then he just stands there staring at absolutely nothing for the longest time. Even Otter, the daughter, comes, swims around, and he's just like, la la la, I was doing nothing of the sort. The ranch hand is also a really odd swimmer. Maybe he's a mermaid. Anyway, so Otter's sleeping here. You can see all the stuff up here that I'm not dealing with because I wanted to show you that she is a veterinarian and she owns a vet clinic. And we're going to go check that out. But to be continued, not in this video. So unfortunately, you'll have to stay tuned for part 2, which releases next Friday. We will see the vet clinic walkthrough. It will also have a peek at Asia's old house, and the birth and naming of Asia's baby, as well as Asia's secret will finally be revealed. So if you want to see all that, come back next Friday.